Dear learners, welcome to this module on designing content for massive open online courses, the Indian Prospectives. In this module, we will be basically discussing understanding of massive open online courses. Then we will move towards discussion on Indian MOOCs and its pedagogy. And then we will see how the designing of the videos are done for development of videos for Swayam MOOCs. And then we will be moving towards designing the video content for Swayam MOOCs. So what are MOOCs? MOOCs stands for Massive Open Online Courses. Massive, the massiveness in terms of student enrollment, and it may vary from 100 to 1000 to 1 lakh. Openness in terms that courses are almost free to access. They may be open to the people of particular region or may be open to the global audience, and then online. These courses are offered online at an existing or specially created web platform. And the last term, that is courses, it may be a standalone or related to a program or modular basis courses. So if we talk about any MOOC curriculum design, what are the components are there in any MOOC? So any particular MOOC, if you go, it contains learning environment. It also contains learning resources, or we can call them e-content. It also contains teaching learning processes. It also contains interaction. Interaction may be between teacher and the student and among the students. There is an assessment in every MOOCs, and there is a transfer of learning. Now, we see the different type of MOOCs or different combinations of MOOCs. Please look into this figure. So this figure again puts the word of massive open online courses, and it says the massiveness can be 100 or 1000 or 10,000, and there are many examples of MOOCs which have crossed more than 1 lakh learners. In case of openness, the open registration, the openness may be in terms of open content, it may be in terms of charges, it may be free of charges, affordability. If we talk about online term, the online term includes local cohort. It may contain some local cohort, it may contain real-time interaction, it may contain a global cohort. When we talk about course, again, the courses can be self-paced, where any learner can enroll at any point of time. He or she completes his learning journey as per his or her own place, pace and place. There may be some courses which may have credits, like we can talk about Swayam courses. There may be role of instructor, which may be limited or may be up to more extent depending upon the type of massive open online courses, the learning community and assessments. So these are different combinations of MOOCs, and as per your requirement, you can think of any combination. And if we talk about types of MOOCs, there are two types of MOOCs, that is XMOOCs and CMOOCs. XMOOCs basically focus on scalability, however CMOOCs, that is connected MOOCs, are known as, or they focus on connections. Now we discussed about massive open online courses, and if we see what is the global scenario, if we go about the global scenario, there are more than 1000 universities which are offering massive online courses. There are more than 1000 universities which are offering massive open online courses. There are more than 50 providers, and there are more than 600 institutions. So we can say that there are huge number of MOOCs available globally. Now, when there is a huge number of MOOCs available globally, then why we need Indian MOOCs? Why there is a need for creating the MOOCs in context of India? There is a reason behind that, because we have shortage of qualified faculties, resources and infrastructure to reach to the Indian masses. Another point is that MOOCs of developed countries may not solve the purpose of Indian education system, because The MOOCs developed in other countries may have different context, may have different curricula, may have different languages. Lot many perspectives are there. We cannot adopt MOOCs of developed countries. Therefore, we need to design a solution to impart quality education to all. Therefore, indigenous MOOCs, it means Indian MOOCs, need to be a viable solution for India. Considering all those things, Government of India introduced Swayam MOOCs. This is completely free online, massive open online courses, and Swayam stands for Study Webs of Active Learning for Young Aspiring Minds. Swayam basically started during July 2017, and as of now, Swayam has grown a lot. If we talk about the current status of Swayam as on 2024, the Swayam has more than 203 partners who are offering more than 11,000 completed courses. If we talk about registrations of Swayam MOOCs, more than 4 crore learners have enrolled in these courses, and out of these more than 4 crore students, around 49 lakhs plus students have gone for exam registrations, and out of that more than 31 lakhs students have successfully completed Swayam certification. This is the massiveness of Indian Swayam. Now, if we talk about Swayam, what is actually Swayam? What it contains, what it is? It is actually a one-stop web and mobile-based interactive e-content for all the courses. It contains high-quality learning experiences using multimedia on anywhere, anytime basis. It is a state-of-art system which allows easy access, monitoring and certification. It contains peer group interaction and discussion forum to clarify doubts. It is a hybrid model of delivery that adds to high quality of classroom teaching. So, learners, if we talk about what is the regulatory framework of Swayam, so there are some guidelines, some regulations which actually cover Swayam. So, if we talk about regulatory framework, it includes Swayam Guidelines 2024, then UGC Credit Framework for Online Learning Courses through Swayam Regulation 2021, and then Guidelines for Developing Online Courses under Swayam 2017. These guidelines and regulations are available on internet. You can go and download them and you can access as per your conveniences. Now, as we see, Swayam is very broad. Huge number of enrollments are there. Huge number of courses are there. So, there is a mechanism to maintain these courses. So, the government has appointed virtual coordinators to maintain these courses, and these courses are again divided into different sectors like courses for offering technical engineering UG and PG program. These courses are taken care by NPTEL. Then we talk about CEC, that is non-technology UG and PG full degree programs. If we talk about IGNOU, IGNOU is involved in managing degree, diploma and certificate programs. IIM Bangalore, they are managing management, social sciences and other related programs. If we talk about AICT, they are offering non-academic credit courses of technical education, self-paced courses and standalone courses. Then IIT Kanpur, they are offering MOOCs, courses for competitive examinations. Now, what type of courses are being offered on Swayam? So, the scope of Swayam includes curriculum-based course content covering diverse disciplines, school education modules, advanced curriculums and professional certifications, skill-based courses, courses to meet the needs of lifelong learners and independent courses. What type of courses are offered on Swayam? So there are 3 types of courses are offered on Swayam. The first category that is very popular, that is academic credit course, a course taught by any accredited academic institution or university for at least one semester as a part of subject or program. You can consider any courses related to BA program, MA program or BTech degree. Then if we talk about assessment, assessment is mandatory for such credit courses and credits are awarded after successful completion of these academic credit courses. Moving to next category, there is one more category, that is non-academic credit courses, a course taught by any learning institution that award non-academic credits based on the number of learning hours covered as per the National Credit Framework guidelines, and assessment is mandatory for these courses. Now another category, that is self-paced courses. So these courses are open throughout the year. Any learner can enroll in these courses at any point of time. These courses are independent courses taught solely for learning purposes, and there is no need for any assessment for these courses. So far we have discussed about Swayam, processes of Swayam. Now we will move towards what is the learning journey of Swayam. So Swayam, as we have already discussed, are free to learn, free courses. So the learners can register with Swayam. They can go through the Swayam website. They can search for the courses of their own interest, available in the various disciplines, available in various categories, available being offered by various institutions. Once they discover a particular course of their interest, they enroll into their interest, and once they enroll into the Swayam courses, the learning journey begins. They learn through videos, they learn through text material, there is a discussion forum to clarify the doubts, and there is a internal assessments. Once during this learning journey, they participate in discussion forum and submit online assignments. Once they complete all this journey, the learning completes, and this is called informal journey. Now once the learning has happened, learning is completed, and the learner, if they want to complete their journey with certification, what they have to do, they have to complete the course, then they will be registering for examination, they will pay online fee, they will attempt the examination and get the certification, and if they need, the certification can be transferred as a credit transfer to their formal degree. This is the overall learning journey of Swayam. Now we understood that the Swayam learning environment contains different type of e-content, correct? So how to design the content for MOOCs? First, we will be discussing a general designing of the content for MOOCs, and then we will move towards specification of the e-content or video content for Swayam MOOCs. So let us first begin with Swayam MOOCs, a 4-quadrant approach. Quadrant 1, e-tutorial, Quadrant 2, e-content, Quadrant 3, discussion forum, and Quadrant 4, assessment and evaluation. Now, during 2024, Swayam guidelines have been revised, and the 4-quadrant approach has been converted into multidimensional, employment-focused approach, and along with this 4-quadrant, e-tutorial, e-content, interactive platform, assessment and evaluation, there are 2 more components have been added into Swayam pedagogy. That is industry vertical, it means Swayam Plus. This category of Swayam vertical is offering employment-oriented courses, and then one more component, that is blended learning ecosystem. So the guidelines have proposed that there should be some live interaction to be added into the Swayam learning environment. Now, if we talk about Quadrant 1, that is e-tutorial, it means videos. So we will see how the videos will be developed for MOOCs. So if we go about how to design video content for MOOCs. So if you are planning to design a video for MOOCs, what you have to consider, what will be the best practices, so that you can create good quality videos which can actually engage your learners, and they can send the right message to your learners, and you are able to meet your learning objectives. So what are the steps for creating or designing videos for MOOCs? So let us deliberate upon these parameters. So first of all, if you are going to make a video for MOOCs, what you have to do? You have to first decide upon your objectives. You need to clear what is my objective and how I will meet those objectives through my video. So you should make sure that each video should focus upon only one key learning objective to avoid overwhelming the learners. So you need to ensure that each video should focus on one key learning objective so as to provide clear learning content to the learners. Now, once you have decided upon the objective, what you have to do? You have to go for script writing and structuring your video planning. And this whole process involves clear script writing, storyboarding, and writing clear introduction and summary. So what is clear script writing? You should write clear and concise, learner-friendly script that explains complex concepts simply. It avoids jargons and keep the language conversational. Then you go for storyboarding. What is storyboarding? Basically putting all your video components into a planned manner. So you need to create a storyboard to visualize. Your storyboarding will help you to plan the proper use of images, animations and transitions. You also need to create a very brief introduction and summarization of your video, and your introduction will come into beginning of your video and it will highlight the things which learners are going to gain. And then at the end you have to brief, you have to provide a summary of your video that what was the overall gain through this video. Moving towards your video, visuals and animations. Visuals and animations are very important component of any video, and you should make your visuals and animations in such a way that they are engaging and actually helping the learners to attain the learning outcomes. You should use various diagrams, you should use charts, images and different concepts in image form so that they can be taken by the learners in a pictorial format, and you are not relying on heavy text to reach to the meeting the objectives. And wherever applicable, you should also use animations to explain the complex processes, complex ideas. Keep them simple to avoid distractions. Then on-screen text, you should also use on-screen text, but you should avoid overloading of the screen with text. You should use bullet points to emphasize key ideas and ensure that your text is large and readable. Then high quality audio and videos. So you should ensure that when you are making your video, the video quality and audio quality of your video meets high standard. You should ensure clear, high quality audio, as the learners are more likely to distract due to poor sound quality and poor visuals. Use good microphones and minimize background noise. Video resolution is very important. You should record your video in HD quality, because if your video is blurry or it's a low resolution video, your video or your text and diagrams will not be clearly visible to your audience. Lighting is important in making your video. You should ensure proper lighting on the speaker to avoid shadows or grainy visuals. Natural light or professional setup is very much important for making high quality and engaging videos. Moving towards your presentation style. So when you are presenting your video, you should use warm conversational tone to make the learning more personal, more engaging. You should avoid being too formal or being monotonous. Pacing is very important in making your video. You should speak slowly and you should also speak very clearly so that learners watching your video can understand each and everything what you are going to tell them. You should also avoid long pauses or overly rapid speeches. Body language is very important while making your video. You should maintain good posture, good eye contact, and you should use natural gestures so that you can convey your teachings to your learners in a friendly manner. Incorporation of interactive element. It is very important when you are making any video, your video should be interactive, because if your video is not interactive, if your video is not engaging, your learners will very soon they will distract from their learning and they will lose your interest. So what you need to do to make your video interactive, you should use interactive element. What are these interactive elements? You can embed quizzes into your video. You can include short quizzes within or at the end of video to reinforce the key concepts. Then you can also use reflective prompts. Ask your learners to pause the video and think about a question or concept before continuing the video, and you are developing some interest in your learner and he or she continues watching your video. Annotations, you should use on-screen annotations to highlight important points as they are discussed. Now, another very important parameter that you should consider is accessibility is very important. Your video, your e-content should be inclusive in nature. You should use subtitles and captions. You should provide accurate subtitles or closed captions for learners with hearing impairment. It also helps the learners who prefer reading rather than watching videos. You should also provide downloadable transcripts for your videos for reference and learners with limited bandwidth. Language diversity, this is very important, and if we talk about India, which is multilingual country, this parameter becomes very important. So wherever possible, you should offer your videos in regional languages. If you are not able to offer your videos in regional language, try to give them transcript, try to provide subtitles in multiple languages. Now, maintaining consistent format. Visual style. You should always maintain consistent style in terms of text replacement, animation types, and color schemes throughout your video. This will help your video to look professional and giving a particular institutional branding. Now, once your video is done, it goes to the post-production stage. However, you should be aware about the post-production elements which can enhance your videos. So what are post-production enhancement? Editing, audio enhancement, and captions and titles. So when you are going for post-production activity, you should be making your video more refined so as to reach to your learners very. Optimization for different devices. So when you are making your video should be optimized in different devices. It should be played in mobile, it should be played in the laptop also. So ensure your videos are optimized for mobile viewing, since many learners access MOOCs via smartphones. Your text should be readable on small devices, and the visuals you are using in your video should also be compatible with mobile devices. Bandwidth consideration is very important, because there are various learners who don't have access to high bandwidth, so that you should also provide lower resolution options for your learners with limited internet bandwidth. You should ensure accessibility for all the users. So learners, what we discussed so far is general considerations for making a video for any MOOCs. Now we will discuss what are the specific provisions for video production process for Swayam MOOCs. As we already know that Swayam is Indian MOOCs, and it has been conceptualized to offer massive open online courses to Indian learners. So now let us discuss, if you are going to create a video for Swayam MOOCs, what are the special parameters, what are the special provisions, and what are the specific guidelines you need to follow so that you make the good quality Swayam videos. So let us again go back and recall our discussion on different quadrants. So in Swayam there are quadrant, and quadrant 1 is known as e-tutorial, and it contains video and audio content in an organized form, animations, simulations, and video demonstrations. It also includes virtual labs along with the transcriptions. So all these different forms of videos, they fall in quadrant 1 of Swayam. We call them collectively e-tutorials. Now, what is the content load? How much e-tutorial, how much videos you need to create for any Swayam course? So, the guideline says a 4-credit course may have 40 videos of duration of 30 minutes. It means a 4-credit course will have total 20 hours of e-tutorials, which may be in form of video, audio content, animations, simulations, video demonstrations, or virtual labs. So when you make a 4-credit course, you have to create approximately 40 videos of 30-minute duration. However, this is suggestive. Overall, you need to make 20 hours of videos, and the duration of each video may vary as per your learning outcome. So what are the types of videos in Swayam? So in Swayam there are 2 types of videos. One is introductory video and another is content videos or instructional videos. So we will discuss these 2 forms of videos. So first we will move towards introductory video. So what is introductory video? Introductory video is a simple small 2 or 5-minute video which actually introduces a particular course. If you go to Swayam website and go to any particular course, in the introductory page of your course you will see the introductory video. So the introductory video is preferably made by the course coordinator. What they do, they basically define the course, they provide the course overview, they also provide the course learning outcomes, they also provide if there is any prerequisite for joining the course, what will be the learning outcome, what will be the employment opportunities, how the learning process will be happening in that particular course, what are the passing criteria, what are the assessment methodology. All those basic introductory details are available in introductory video. Now moving towards instructional videos or content videos. So what are these? These are basically the videos which are made to meet the learning outcomes of the course. So instructional videos to be prepared along with the transcript. Multimedia techniques to be used. It means your video should be enriched with different type of multimedia, and the name of teacher should be there on the beginning of your video. And what are the best practices for recording a Swayam videos? So the video must not be like a spoken tutorial. It should not be an audio narration or voiceover. It should be extempore. It should be simple, natural speaking videos which should engage the learners. You should also include training demonstrations, illustrations of example, case studies and documentary to make your video more and more engaging. Your video must include multimedia, animations, documentaries, simulations, graphics and virtual labs wherever they are needed and wherever they can help the learner to attain the learning outcome. Some more best practices for recording Swayam videos and they are actually coming from the guideline that no reading from the teleprompter, speak extempore, body language should not be stiff, look straight to the camera lens, your audio should be clear and of superior quality, no distracting background noise, a clear description of visual as well as text material. Please use solid colors in your attire. You should not use green color during your recording, because most of the studios are using green color chroma, and that your green color, and if you are wearing green color clothes, they will make difficult your video to make it editing. Even your cloth should not have green dots also. The Swayam guidelines also mentions that, so what the guidelines says further about the videos, the guideline says that at least 70% of the total duration of each production should use innovative learning techniques like case studies, scenarios, animations, analogies, group activities, concept mapping, quizzes, interactive exercises in your learning module, so that your video is more and more engaging. It should not show only the face of the speaker, it should use more and more interactive components of the teaching learning activities. Transcription of the video shall be prepared along with the program, which may be needed for translation of the transcript and for subtitling in other languages. Now what about copyright? So regarding copyright, the Swayam guidelines says that it shall be the responsibility of the course coordinator to ensure that none of the graphics, animations, images, sound clips, video clips used are plagiarized or cited without formal permission from owners, who must be informed of the distribution policies of Swayam. So overall, managing the copyright is lie with course coordinator. So once your video is done, once the Swayam videos are done, rigorous quality checks are there to make sure that the videos coming out from the production stage are of very high quality. They are engaging the learners, they have high quality content. So Swayam guidelines have incorporated two types of reviews. One is academic review and another is technical review. So we will see what is academic review and then we will see what is technical review. So in case of academic review, the Swayam guidelines says the video produced will undergo academic review, and not only one, it will undergo 2 times. So there will be 2 academic experts who will be doing academic review of this video, and those academic experts will be the subject matter expert. And those subject matter experts or academic reviewers will review those videos with reference to academic points. So what are those points? Let us discuss those points. So the academic reviewers will see that the video generates interest. The introduction given in the video generates interest to the learners. It engages the learners. Instructional goals and learning outcomes are very clearly stated in the video, and video has good engaging components for the learners. There is assessment components included in the video, and there are summarization of the video provided at the end of the videos. When we talk about content quality review, the academic reviewer see that content is accurate, content is useful, the content is relevant, and the content is updated. The academic review also ensure that the content is free from bias of age, gender, and religion. The content is as per the level of the learners. The concepts provided in the video are very clear and they are actually leading to meeting the learning outcomes. The subject matter expert review that the language used in the particular video is in conversational style. There is a clarity of explanation, font and text colors are appropriate, multimedia used are appropriate, video quality and volume of the video is appropriate, voice modulation is appropriate, and the presenter screen presence is less than 15% of the total duration of the video. So these are the parameters which are reviewed by the academic reviewer, who is the subject matter expert, and this is done by the two experts, and then it comes to the technical review. Technical review is very important for Swayam videos. If you want to go in detail, you go to the Swayam guidelines and you will be able to see the complete detailed paragraph on technical parameters of Swayam videos. However, there are some certain parameters which need to be discussed here. So during technical review, it is ensured that frame size is 90/20 into 1080, frame rate is 25 frames per second, aspect ratio is 16:9, compression of the video is MP4, audio is 4kHz, and the data rate is 3.5 Mbps. File format should be in MP4 format, and the video should be in SwayamPrabha video format, because as per the guidelines, Swayam videos will also be broadcasted through SwayamPrabha DTH channels. So learners, in this video we discussed about understanding of massive open online courses. We also discussed about the different components of massive open online courses. We saw that how many types of massive open online courses can be offered as per the requirement of the learners. Then we discussed about the massive open online courses of India known as Swayam. We also discussed about the teaching learning processes of Swayam MOOCs. Then we also deliberated upon the best practices for development of videos for massive open online courses, and then at the end we also discussed upon what are the specific parameters, what are the specific guidelines, what are the specific procedures for developing videos for Swayam MOOCs. So learners, thank you very much and happy learning ahead. Thank you.